right back. Okay, last week we talked about sequencing. We're going to talk about sequencing again because that's just how important it is. And we are going to be focusing on sequencing with How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So first, we're just going to go ahead and read. First, we're just going to go ahead and read it, and then we're going to practice sequencing. Now, let's think really hard about what sequencing is. We talked about it last week, but we're going to actually make an anchor chart about it this week. Just find a spot and stay there, please. Okay, Chloe, what is sequencing?
Sequence is the order.
Yeah, the order you do stuff. So let me give you an example. Okay, let's see. I wake up, I eat breakfast, then I brush my teeth, then I am at school, then I get on the bus to go to school, and then I'm playing recess, and then I go home, and then I eat lunch.
No.
Did that even make sense?
No.
Oh my goodness.
You're already in school, but you're getting on the bus.
Oh, I know. No, absolutely not. So sequence really, really matters. And we're going to write down, we're going to say, what is sequence? You guys pretty much already have a handle on this. But we're going to do, what is sequence? So let's see. Our title will be, what is sequence? And you guys are going to make this anchor chart. This is for you guys to look at. So now you're going to tell me what's right so we can see it. So what is sequence? But the reason I get you guys to make it is so you can look at it. I don't put them up there just to be pretty. I put them up there so you guys can use them for when you're reading. Crisscross, do not move again, Dalton. You've moved several times. You are fine right where you are, baby. So what is sequence? Now you said order. Who can kind of elaborate on that? Make it a little bit bigger than that. What do you think, Franklin? What is sequence?
It's
Like what exactly? What do you mean order? Order of what?
What do you do sometimes? Like you like wake up, go brush your teeth, and wash your face.
Yeah, so the order of what things you do, is that what you're thinking? Does anyone have something different they'd like to say? You're right, Franklin. I'm just curious what everybody else thinks. What do you think, Kendall?
An animal life.
Okay, yeah, sequence of an animal life, like they're born, they become like a teenager. I see what you're thinking. What do you think, Marley?
It has to make sense.
Yes, order needs to make sense.
Because if you do it, it doesn't make sense because if you go to school, ride the bus to school, it would go all
You're
crazy.
right, it's all crazy. Now, sequence matters in books too. Why does it matter in books?
Because it makes sense and it's easier to read.
Yeah, to follow the story, it's easier to follow. What do you think, Ramsey?
Like a tree.
Like a tree growing, yeah. So we'll put it's the order of events in a story, order of things happening in a story. So I'm going to put right here, I'm going to use a different color, that way so we can really see what we'll do purple. Okay, so we'll do order of, what did I say? Order of
Story. Sequence.
I think
Following the story.
order, it's order in a story, order of events in a story. Events are like things that happen, like one event would be waking up. Another event would be brushing your teeth. Another event would be taking a shower. Events are different things that happen. So order of events in a story. And we've already talked a lot about what is so important about sequence. But we're going to read The Grinch. And we're just going to read it for fun. But you know I want you thinking about the events. And we're going to list what happens first. What happens next, what happens last. We've talked about our sequence words too, like first, next, then, last, so on, all of that. So, let's go ahead and let's just read The Grinch. Now we're going to be real quiet so everybody can see the pictures and think about it. Yes, Marley?
This is something funny, but it's about sequencing. One day I forgot all about something. First I took a bath, brushed my teeth, and then ate, and then my mom said, you just ate after you brushed your teeth.
I bet it made your food taste kind of funny.
Oh
So sequence is important. I see it. Sequence is important. Okay, let's put our hands down and let's just focus on our book. So we have How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. He's one of your favorite authors. I know a lot of you like to read about him. Now, fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction.
Fiction. A lot of you have heard the story already. You've seen the movie. You know it's fiction. Let's go ahead and let's read.
It's hot in here.
We'll turn the AC up in a little bit. Okay, every who down in who. Hold on. I want you to think in your head. We're going to think of what happened first in this story, what happened in the middle in this story, and then what happened last in the story. I'm going to give you a second for you and your partner to share. Teach. Layla and her, would you two get together? You two. We only need 2 at a time, so Marley and Chloe are together. Baby, get with Layla. Y'all share. Okay, Tyler, you and Taylor already talked? Okay. Okay. So, hold on. Let me write. I'm going to choose a different color so we can all tell it apart.
Green.
Let's see. I'll go back to, maybe green will be a good one. Okay, so let's think. I'm not going to work. Let's think what happened first. So, I need to put what we read, though, so whenever we look at this, we'll remember what we read. So, I'm going to write the title.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
I'm going to put we read, and then someone already said the title. We read, and I'm putting this because this tells us it's a title. These are our quotation marks. It also helps us with the title. I'm just going to put the Grinch, though, to make it nice and easy. But when you see this, you're going to remember what we read, and it'll help you understand what we did. So we read The Grinch. Make sure you're not leaning on that Kindle. Okay, so we read The Grinch. Let's start with our very first one. Tyler, I see your hand raised. What did you and Taylor decide?
That the first part was the man talking about Grinch.
Okay, the first part was the man talking about the Grinch. That's true. But let's kind of jump right to our story. Let's think about it. Shelby, what's the first thing that happened in the story? He hated Christmas. Good. I like how you summarized that. You made it nice and short. He hated Christmas. Instead of this big, long, telling me the whole thing. Very nice. So first, the Grinch, we said hated Christmas. And why did I capitalize this right here? Why did I capitalize it, Franklin?
Because it's his name.
Yeah, it's his name. Just making sure. He is a proper noun. Hated. They even said it in the story. Christmas. And why am I capitalizing Christmas?
Because it's the name
Name of the holiday. Stay on your bottom. Okay, now let's go with in the middle. What happened in the middle, Dalton? I see you really are anxious. Tell me what you know.
He held his pocket.
Okay, what did you and Franklin come up with? What happened in the middle of our story?
He stole all their Christmas stuff.
And you did a perfect job of summarizing too, nice and short. You could have gone through all a bunch of stuff, but in the middle, he stole their Christmas presents. That's right. Stole their presents.
Gifts.
That'll be even shorter, won't it? Stole their gifts. Good synonym. Okay, so now we need last. Coda, I see you are anxious. I know you guys all know, but we gotta share.
He had a feast.
Yes, he had a feast, but what happened that made him be okay with the feast, Randy?
He liked Christmas.
He liked Christmas. What do they say about his heart? What happened? Read through sizes. So, yes, the Grinch ended up liking Christmas after all.
That's a He's going to end up being a who.
And you think he's going to end up being a who?
Yep.
Good prediction.
The Grinch likes Christmas. That'll be a story.
Okay, let's review our anchor chart. So, Dalton, pockets on the floor so everybody behind you can see. So, remember, what is sequence? Order of events in a story. We talked about order of things you do in the morning to get ready, order of events. And events are just different things that happen. So, first, well, we read The Grinch. First, the Grinch hated Christmas. He had a very tiny heart. He hated Christmas. Then you said in the middle, he stole their gifts. Last, the Grinch liked Christmas. Raise your hand and tell me, why is knowing what sequence is so important? Some of you may be thinking, oh, we already know this. But why is it so important that we talk about it? Why is it so important, Kendall?
Because we need to know it so we can tell you that the sequence of stuff.
Yes, you can tell me the sequence, but also how many of you, when you read a really good book, you want to tell your friends, or you want to tell your mom and dad what you read and you want to tell them about it? How many of you like to do that? That's what great readers do. You can talk about a book. If you read a book, and I call you to my table for a readers conference, and I say, okay, tell me about the book you just read, and you say, well, I mean, I don't really know. Well, this happened in the end, and this happened somewhere in the book. Is that going to help me?
No.
Am I going to want to read the book?
No.
No, I'm going to go, oh, that sounds like a really awful book. I'm not going to read it. But if you like a book, you need to pay attention to the sequence so you can talk about it. That's what good readers do. Okay, so this is going to be on our wall today.
Is that going to be